HEX, you could buy it, you can stake it, you can mint it more from that. It is a way to, again, average size gets quite a big returns over the years. People have been locking it up for long periods of time, around 7 years on average. And I can show you the stats and all the stuff for that. But it is a product that lives on two chains. It lives on Ethereum and it lives on PulseChain. It was originally launched on Ethereum, and then the founder forked Ethereum, created PulseChain, which I'll get into in a moment. And now you have HEX on Ethereum and HEX on PulseChain. So again, it's basically like a time deposit CD type product. You earn yield over time. And that's a big thing in crypto, is earning yield on your money. And that is a product that is, actually just had a birthday. It's 4 years old. So four years flawless operation. You mint your own rewards. This is true DeFi. This is not your, give people your keys and hope you get your money back and hope they don't fail or go bankrupt. There is no bankruptcy. There is no way for HEX to go bankrupt. It is a smart contract. You mint your own coins. You do everything. So it's amazing. So check out hex.com first of all. And again, the stats. We have a lot of beautiful stat sites in the community. I'll put this in the chat as well. Look into hex.com. You can look at the ROI from launch. You can look at the liquidity, adoption. I mean, you see how many stakers. I mean, this is a real world product. People use this. There are, you can see here, like around 120,000 stakers. People locking up their coins to get reward over time. You can do it for 1 year. You can do it for 1 week. You can do it for 15 years. Longer pays better, bigger pays better, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to get into the mechanics. There's a lot of stats to go over that, and I'll show you a couple today, or at least one today that's a new one that I really, really like. But yeah, this is a product that has a huge community. Again, the founder forked PulseChain. You get a free airdrop of all your coins there. I'll get into that in a minute. But hex.com is the premier product on PulseChain so far. Tons of liquidity there. And then Hex Scout. I'll put this in the chat as well. Hex Scout is a very interesting site. So one-stop hex management. So you can see charts, prices. You can click buy and swap. Get into, again, HEX on Ethereum, HEX on PulseChain. You can look at the different stats and the different whales here. There's literally whales here. I'll show you one portfolio in a moment of Godwell. You do not want to miss this. It is a crazy, just outrageous believer in the ecosystem who's been around for years as well. And the founder himself has shouted this guy out. You can manage your portfolio. You can buy. You can get into just how to it gives you a whole page. I really recommend you go to hexscout.com/start. That is going to take you into what is HEX. It's going to help you choose an investment of your choice, your dollar amount, how it's performed over time, all the anticipated growth, all that stuff. So it'll literally take you through the whole process, get you set up, and you can use this awesome portal to go look at the different stuff. They even offer support. They have, I believe they even offer one-on-one support. If you're really struggling with it to understand or wrap your head around crypto or DeFi, great site. Totally recommend you check it out. So again, I mentioned HEX is on PulseChain now. If you click here on the hex.com website, we'll go to pulsechain.com. This is a great just kind of landing page to tell you how to, super easy to change your MetaMask. Just a couple of clicks of the button. If you don't want to click a couple buttons, you can go to gorealdefi.com. I'll also put this in the chat. And you see I'm currently connected to PulseChain, but if I weren't, let me disconnect from PulseChain real quick. I'll switch back to Ethereum and refresh the site. And you can see connect to PulseChain. So that is gorealdefi.com. This is where you can get access to a nicer interface to interact with all the PulseChain apps. Again, I just want to show you how to get to PulseChain. So if you go to gorealdefi.com, click connect to PulseChain. Once you connect to PulseChain, click connect to PulseChain. It'll ask you to switch from Ethereum. You can't see it on my screen right now because the screen share doesn't show MetaMask, but it'll pop up MetaMask. It'll say, do you want to switch from Ethereum to PulseChain? You click switch network, boom, you're on PulseChain. Green buttons means good. And from here, again, I get links to Hex Scout, the PulseChain site, which we'll go back to pulsechain.com for a moment, and then I'll show you how to get more information on that. This is some of the technical information, the block explorer. Again, PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum, way cheaper gas fees. You get a copy of all the ERC20s, all the tokens that are on Ethereum. If you're holding them back in mid-May 2023 when PulseChain launched, you would have the exact same copy of those coins on PulseChain. All you have to do is switch over to the network. You got your copy, and now there are markets for a lot of those copies for wrapped Bitcoin. Huge markets over there for wrapped Bitcoin. I think the founder said they're like $14 million of value just by the fork happening and the huge community rallying around the chain, and just, again, making this thing have value by participating, providing liquidity, launching new projects. We'll get into new projects soon. But there's a ton of stuff on PulseChain. There's a bridge. If you have Ethereum assets, you can bridge them over to PulseChain. You can either go to bridge.pulsechain.com, or again, on Go Real DeFi, you just click on the bridge icon. It'll take you straight there. And on the bridge icon, you can just simply bridge over. So you would just connect your wallet and type in what you want to bridge over. If you want to bridge the different coins, you can bridge Wrap Pulse. You can bridge HEX from Ethereum if you have it. Wrap Ethereum, DAI, other stuff. And if you look on PulseX, which we'll get into in a little bit too, you can see there's even a market for a lot of these coins. Other places of liquidity on PulseChain as well with community projects. But there's an easy way to get your coins from Ethereum to PulseChain. So there's the bridge. Again, if you want to become a validator, I did a lot of content on that. You can become a validator, earn different APY. If you go to tinyurl.com/go validate, that'll take you to my landing page, which I do have a whole tutorial, scripts, introduction, materials, all that stuff to tell you all about it. And put that in chat as well. And then we'll go back to, or we'll go to Go Pulse, which we can look at a lot of different stats there for PulseChain. So you can look at the prices. Again, a lot of people say at this current time, the chain is way undervalued. There was a sacrifice phase where people gave money with no expectation to work with others, and they ended up getting coins in their wallets and stuff, and then they were able to trade and swap, and prices went up and down and all this stuff. If you go to the validator one, you can see there are almost 50,000, basically 50,000 number goes up and down validators helping secure the network. Again, true DeFi. We have people running servers all over the world. You can see on the globe, all over the map, that are securing this network. Amazing, amazing stuff. APR, these numbers, take them with a grain of salt right now. There's still some plus and minus the numbers, but usually I would estimate the APR is anywhere from like 7 to 14%, depending on how many validators you're running. All the stats and stuff. There's a bunch of ROI numbers as well, but again, it's probably a little bit lower than the current APR shown right here. We just need better stats sources to pull from. Nothing wrong with this website, just the sources it's pulling from. Some of the things need adjusted from back there. $2,000 per validator. Again, another way you can make percentage on your pulse. You can lock up pulse. You can help secure the network and earn that way as well. So again, this is a great website. You can look at the blocks, just the transactions here in real time, 10-second average block time, 17% faster than Ethereum, ton of pulse is being burned. There's just a whole bunch to PulseChain. I'm not going to get into a lot of the specifics, but boy, PulseChain.com and all the links from there is full of good stuff. Again, bento.me, I'll put this in here as well. This has links to a lot of the ways you can contact people. Contact the team, or contact developers, or contact the community. Otherwise, t.me with PulseChain, t.me, PulseX, HEX News as Telegram channels for there. There's also PulseChain.forum, which is a great website that lets the community interact and have just more a place to have conversations around these things. A lot of it happens on Twitter. Highly suggest you follow Richard Hart, the founder, on YouTube and also on Twitter. He is pretty active on Twitter these days. And also richardhart.com. You can follow that to find more about the founder yourself and his story. He's in it for glory. He's been minting millionaires for many years. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but this stuff is real. You can look at the data. We have all the stats site and otherwise. So really cool stuff here. Again, beginner's guides, yield farming on PulseX, some of the aggregators and otherwise, and some of the PulseChain apps. So we can go to pulsex.com. So these are the blue chips in ecosystem. What most people consider the place to, or the tokens that are the foundation. Again, you have HEX, which is the time lock, the earn interest on your stuff. or earn yield on your HEX. You lock up HEX for a period of time. Longer pays better, bigger pays better. You earn yield there, and there's a whole bunch of products built on HEX as well. I'll mention a couple today, but there's just so many out there, and probably many more to come. PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum. HEX is both on Ethereum and PulseChain. Calls out the fork again. All the ERC20s got copied over. Now the PRC20s, PulseChain R20s, are you have all those on there. So people, there's different markets and they're trading on different ways there. So that's the chain. That's the L1. It's the blockchain network that hosts a whole bunch of community projects now. Again, I mentioned in a moment. And then PulseX is the premier DEX. It is the founder launched and dev team launched the DEX. It has a lot of liquidity. It has, if you go to DeFi Llama and you go to PulseChain, you can see total value locked on PulseChain. I'm going to put this in the chat. So you can see this here. I know I'm covering this as quickly as I can because I got a lot of things to go through, but I hope this is concise information to help you, understand what's going on in this part of the ecosystem better in crypto. Because a lot of people are not aware, they do not understand, they do not get it. They're in their own coin, in their own zone, and this is some of the most exciting products I've ever came across in crypto. So PulseChain, total value locked around 144 million in different protocols. PulseX, again, the premier DEX, 112 million. You got PHUX, 9-inch, Fiat, SparkSwap, a bunch of them in the top 10 here. Fame protocols, all different community projects that are servicing different needs in different sectors of the ecosystem. So a ton of money locked up there. That's not, that's just part of it. There's still, you got money locked up on the bridge. You got just various pockets of liquidity and pieces coming to the ecosystem, which again, it's only a few months old. We don't know what's going to happen in 2024, but this is the ecosystem I will be involved in, and I'm very excited about. So if we go to pulsechain.com, again, you go to app.pulsex.com, and that will give you the decentralized landing page. Again, real DeFi. The team doesn't host this code. They don't host the apps or most of the apps to do all this stuff. It is decentralized and IPFS. Don't be afraid. It's not very scary. It's just a decentralized network for hosting this. If you click the link, you go there. And again, this is just an app on the decentralized network on the internet available. Also, you can click here, you can download it, run it on your desktop. If you have Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever you have, you can download the app that literally lets you can download the DEX. You can run your own little application. You can run your own EXE to talk to the blockchain and do this stuff. It's not that complicated. However, again, if you go to gorealdefi.com, see, yeah, go to gorealdefi.com. You click on the HEX app, you click on the Bridge app, the Launchpad, and Exchange. Click on PulseX here. It maps to this. Again, this is just a shortcut, a pretty URL, just to make things a little less confusing for new people. pulsex.pulsechainapp.com. All it does is point to the official IPFS app. Just gives you a better URL. Again, it's all verifiable. You can check it. Click the verify hash here. You can check all the hashes and information and know that everything changed, status okay. If something was wrong or otherwise not updated or otherwise, it will say status fail. So verifiable IPFS gateways are available on gorealdefi.com. So you go to the PulseChain app. Again, you have liquidity. You can do liquidity providing. You can trade. You can, you got all the different coins here. You have incentive token, which you can earn through yield farming. You have, let's go to the farms. Again, these APRs go up and down. They were extremely high at launch. They're a little bit, a little bit lower now, especially since prices have went up and down. But in the future, I'd be very curious to see more farms here, more incentivization, maybe even higher APR numbers and otherwise. But you can see real money, millions and millions and millions of dollars locked up, earning yield all the time, earning ink token that you can earn as well for the farming here. So again, got everything from under 10% to over 40%. And in the future, who knows, there may be a lot of changes there as well. So if you go to info, I'll just drop the PulseChain PulseX link in the chat. So if you go to info, you can look at the volume, liquidity. It's got different places for top tokens and otherwise. You can look at transactions. Everything there is just gives you the ability to trade and see what's going on in the network. And again, if you want to bridge tokens over, they have different markets for that. If we look at, you look at the different pools, let's see, like for example, if you type in Bitcoin should show some wrap Bitcoin that's trading over here. Again, if the copy of wrap Bitcoin is one of the tokens that actually has value on PulseChain, because it's not redeemable or anything, but the market forces have decided, hey, some of the copies on PulseChain have value. So you have Bitcoin, wrap Bitcoin. Let's do like wrap BTC. And sometimes you got to filter through a bunch of other meme coins and otherwise. Also, yeah, plenty of meme coins on PulseChain. If that's your thing, don't worry about that. There's plenty of places here, but anyways, just wanted to show you the different things on PulseChain, different ways to look at it, and the different places to do trades and other.